CHRIS, yep. Oh, anybody need a white while I'm up here? White balance, anybody? I'll,
I believe.
So.
Yeah, go ahead.
Everybody good? White? Everybody good with the white? Yeah, you guys good? Everybody on that side good? All right, cool.
What's going on, freaks? I guess this
Yes,
is about to happen.
Nice to meet you. Yeah. Yeah, she, we'll try to get you on this. I was telling her. Yeah. Oh, yes, yeah. Oh, I know. So. It's all good. We had a border patrol shooting here last week. So we thought, all right, that's for this year. So,
anyways.
Yeah. My partner.
How's it going, everybody? Oh, wow. What's going on up there? It's crazy. That needs to be done.
Yeah.
Oh, so that was working.
So, yeah. Oh, no, what? You go do it? Nice.
I'll be quiet. You're not in a good way. Thank you.
Okay. Oh my gosh. That's cool. So you'll live in Love. Nice. That's awesome.
All right, hold on a second.
Yeah, I'm from Connecticut, so I miss home, but
It's going to turn dark for a second.
No.
I'll go wherever you want. Grab it from my back.
How's it going?
Oh. Yeah.
Hey, thanks, Chris O'Connell. Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, I know
Yeah. So something that, hold on. Yeah, I was looking at yesterday was the daughter lives right over here. I think that picked her up, and then she also has they also have another house that's over in this area, but that might have been the one that they just had because they just purchased, the daughter and a boyfriend, or a husband actually, or husband purchased the house over here, which isn't really that far away from, it's, as a crow flies, about 3 miles away. So not far away, as they've said. All right, this should be happening pretty soon, I think. This is on WHEC TV. There's other places that are also, looks like maybe this one. But how's it going, Alley Cake? Neon Heart, Top Secret to You. You know, somebody came into my, in the comments yesterday and said, you know, if you would just plan out your shows better, man, and put it within 30 minutes. Hey, it's a live stream, you idiot. I mean, it's a freaking live stream where we're just stream of consciousness working through things, you know, every single time. If it was a video, yeah, it would be condensed down. I mean, these people are, I don't know. But I think they just come from the troll community, because whenever anybody makes a comment like that, there's They always get followed up by like 50 likes, so they all go, "Hey, go hurry up, go over there and like this one." It's really crazy. Some of the people on social media just suck. Jesus, it's crazy. All right, let's see. Well, we're just gonna see what the update is. Apparently, I think the doors were shut. And I'm not sure if they were unlocked he said that the sheriff said that the doors were locked and they were shut. Okay, now maybe somebody else said the doors are unlocked and open because they came there, the family. Don't know. That part's pretty interesting. But looks like is it frozen? Or people just aren't talking? Okay. Nancy Guthrie, the mother of Savannah Guthrie from the Today Show. She's 84 years old, and she actually has a pacemaker. So maybe she is on heart medicine or something like that. Zozo was talking with me last night about how they pacemakers actually transmit on a Wi-Fi, like if you're at home. So not Wi-Fi, through the cell phone line while you're on like a home network or something. But I don't know how that would, if you're away from there, how that would interact. So that'd be pretty interesting. Then, but I think it was Saturday night. Some people are saying she went missing Saturday night. I don't know where the hell they're getting that information from. But I think it was probably early morning Sunday. But could be Saturday night. I guess we don't know. But she was dropped off at 9:30, 9:45 time frame by her daughter and boyfriend. And then, let's see. Then she was supposed to be at church the next morning. And she didn't show up. Then family members, probably the same daughter and not boyfriend, husband, excuse me. I don't know why I keep saying that. Yeah, I'm talking. That's why you're not hearing it. Okay, let's try it the way they want me to do it. Yeah. So what happened was does that work? No. Right. So she didn't show up for church the next day. Then they'd go over to the house, and things probably didn't look right. And then they called police over, and they showed up. Her cell phone was there. Her phone was there. Her car was there. And I think they saw signs of a struggle. That's a word that the last night when I watched the press conference, he struggled, and that's the word that most makes sense that he was going to say, but he didn't say it. So I think he was going to say that there were signs of a struggle, and she's been missing since then. And she has no cognitive issues at all. She does have need for medication that is life-saving for her. If she doesn't have it, she could die within 24 hours or so. And so that's pretty much where we're at this point. So this is going to be an update, apparently. Well, this is just an update by the FBI. So I don't know if it's bad news or anything. I mean, it's never good news when somebody's still missing, right? I mean, this whole case is bad news. By the way, you know that the buc-ee case that we were covering? Somebody just sent me updates on that one. She's actually, they found she's dead. I mean, that's just shitty. They made an arrest, and maybe we'll take a look at that later. I recorded the press conference, but that is this case right here. They arrested somebody, and it led to her body. And I think she was lured out of the house by another one of these sick predators that seems to be so prevalent. So there you go. Yeah, the audio's off. I'll turn it back on now so you can listen to just random. Well, they actually don't have their mic on right now. But hey, guys, if you want to help support the channel, allows us to keep doing all these shows. So if you have the ability to, that would be great. You know, like Chris O'Connell did up there. Maybe get some new members for people in here. And then I guess there's also a Tyler Robinson hearing later also. Yeah. I don't want a channel to another YouTube channel. No, I don't want a YouTube channel link. I just do my own thing. Hey, thanks, Chris O'Connell again. All right. Very kind, very kind. You know that I don't watch other YouTubers. I just do my own thing. On the way to the doctor appointment, listening in the car. All right, let me see if I can find. Okay, if it's a food one, then send it over. If it's, I always thought you were talking about like a true crime. Okay, yeah, send me over the food. That's okay. That's fine. I don't like to have any other YouTubers sort of affect how I think about a case. Like if you hear them say something and you don't know if the idea later pops into your mind because of them. You know what I mean? Or that the press conference would be delayed. Oh, for how long? Oh, that's crazy. Jesus, man. They said it was going to start in a few minutes. Well, that's a little bit... Okay, hold on. Let me get rid of this one on the screen here. And I'm going to switch over to this one, which is their video. Okay? Hopefully they have good audio, but this one is... I can use this one. Certainly. Thanks, KMTX and Elaine Tolling. Well, no, I was just... Okay, Notorious Man. So how long did they say it was going to be delayed for? Isn't that crazy, though? This girl... you guys, we've covered it on the show twice. You know, the Fisher Police Department is asking for help to find 17-year-old Haley Busby, who's believed to have left her home, and she left willingly. And this is exactly what we talk about all the time. I think we even said this, that she probably left willingly, and then the person was a nefarious actor, and that's exactly what turned out to be. She ended up being killed by this person. And he's got a $1.5 million bond. KMTX. Chicago. Alright, so the sheriff just sent out an alert. Well, I mean, it's right here. This is their website. It's right here. They're not delayed. If it's low, I'll boost it up, so don't
Good
whine.
morning. I don't know that everybody knows who's here. Of course, I'm Sheriff Chris Nanos. John Edwards is the Tucson chief here for the FBI, and he'll have some words for you as well. You know, this is really, for me, pretty new, all the media attention. So I apologize to you for sometimes I'm speaking in generalities, and I'm not used to everybody hanging on to my words and then trying to hold me accountable for what I say, but I understand. So we're going to try our best to be succinct with you in the future, and also more important for you to understand is we have a lot of work in front of us. We have a job to do, and we have someone's life who is in jeopardy. And so job number one is we got to find her, and we got to work hard to do that. I understand there's great attention on this, and rightfully so, and I appreciate it, and I thank you for it, because it has generated a lot of leads for us. And so we're tracking those leads, and we're doing things with evidence that you would expect us to be doing. So having said that, we're going to set this up. I know that a number of you yesterday, you guys drove me crazy. Yesterday I was going from AM to all the way till 9, 10, 11, midnight, answering concerns and questions, and it's just too tough. And it's not fair to the case. So what I'm going to tell you is today we're going to do this similar to what we're doing right now. Here we'll take questions. It's not really my briefing, it's your briefing. You'll be able to ask us some questions. We'll probably shut you off after a while because I just can't be here all day. We have work to do. But we'll take some questions, and then in a couple of days, unless something breaks, we'll do this every couple of days. So, and we'll set up with you through our PIO teams to give you anything that comes up that might change, but clearly they'll notify you on these, what I call media briefings. So with that, I'm going to ask John to come up. If you've got a statement to say, John, and then we'll take some questions and we'll get back to work.
Hello, I'm John Edwards. My spelling is Jonedwards. I'm the Assistant Special Agent in charge of the FBI's office here in Tucson. First, we want the community to know that the FBI is doing everything in our power to bring Nancy Guthrie home to her family. The FBI is working alongside the Pima County Sheriff's Department on this incident. In terms of what the FBI is doing, we are providing the following support. Primarily, it's analytical and technical support in the following ways. We're downloading and analyzing cell phones, obtaining cell tower information, conducting interviews, and providing any and all investigative support that the Sheriff's Department needs. We are looking at this from every angle, but we need your help. If you live in the area or saw something on Saturday night, the 31st of January, or Sunday morning, the 1st of February, please report it to the Pima County Sheriff's Department or the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI. Every lead and tip is important. We are aggressively pursuing and looking into every single one. Again, please help us bring Nancy Guthrie home. Thank you.
We'll take some questions.
Sheriff, is there any indication so far as to whether this was a random abduction or targeted?
It's like I said earlier, you know, we're looking at all the leads, and we don't know. We're going to assume both sides of that. We'll look at both sides of that.
Do you have any idea what Nancy Guthrie was wearing, or the type of car that she might have left from, or any identifiable information that the public could use to help with those tips?
We do not.
Sheriff,
do you believe that one or more than one person was involved in the kidnapping?
I just no clue. It could have been one. It could have been more.
is there any indication that Nancy Guthrie is still alive? We know the medication played a critical role here. It's been 48 hours.
No, they don't have indication.
Every single day. But you don't believe there's a wider threat to the public. If you're not sure if it's targeted, why do you believe there's no wider threat to the public?
Well, we have crime in Tucson all the time, right? Like any city. And so there, when you say a threat to the public, is there somebody out there who's kidnapping elderly people in the middle of the night every night? We've not heard that. We don't believe that's the case. We do believe that Nancy was taken from her home against her will, and that's where we're at.
Sheriff, when you reference violence at the site, can you elaborate on that? And also, was there a sign of forced entry, any valuables taken?
See, signs of struggle, just like I said.
ATM cards used after her disappearance?
We're not getting into that. What I tell you is, like any crime scene, we process this crime scene. We gathered all the evidence we could, to include looking for what? Fingerprints, DNA, camera images, everything you can imagine. And we gathered that out. Those things have been submitted forward to labs, to technological companies to help us. And we're like you. We're waiting for those returns to come back.
Did you find DNA that did not belong in that house?
The window of time from when she was last seen to when she was reported missing, and I know you guys are asking for help from the public, is there any way to narrow down what time you might be helpful? I know there was a report about a pacemaker dinging like around 2 o'clock in the morning. Is there any way to indicate to people, hey, look around 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. to help them identify what they might have?
You know, I really don't want to get into narrowing down the time, because narrowing it down means we could miss some tips and leads. We're working on with the data we've submitted for investigative analysis. We're working to see if that time can be tightened up. But for now, we're going with what we told you earlier. She was dropped off at 9:30, and she was found to be missing at about 11 o'clock Sunday morning.
Sheriff,
Is
DNA of anyone else found in the house?
We've submitted all kinds of samples for DNA, and we've gotten some back, but nothing to indicate any suspects.
Anybody strange in the neighborhood? I know you're looking at video, different surveillance camera, anything that we should be looking at with different cars?
I have nothing in that regard.
Have any demands been made by kidnappers?
We have all kinds of investigative leads we're working on.
Sheriff, we noticed that.
Wow, you didn't say no to that.
The camera on the front of the house is missing. Do you believe the perpetrator purposely took the camera?
Don't know that. We're looking into that as well.
Has that scene been fully processed now? We saw deputies leave around 6 o'clock last night. We didn't see tape go up. You know, an Amazon driver was able to walk right up to the door. Is that pretty standard for how you handle this?
The scene is done. We're done with the residents. If we need to go back to get, maybe we want to do something with some other piece of evidence there, we contact the family and let them know. But we have turned that over to the family. I don't have the time, but it was sometime yesterday, I believe.
Have you recovered any tire tracks or any footprints around the house?
No.
Was there
Would you please take us through the timeline that you've established of the events so far, and with as much detail as
9:45, we were told she was left at her home by the family. At 11 o'clock in the morning, the family got notice from somebody at church that she was not at church. They went to the home, found her to be missing. That's the timeline. From Saturday night, 9:45, we'll say, to Sunday morning, 11 o'clock.
Have you been
Let me get somebody back here, please.
Have you interviewed the people that reported her missing, the people from the church?
That's the family. Oh, from the church as well. We're doing all kinds of interviews, yes, I'm sure we have.
Have you been able to access the footage from the cameras at the house?
That's all been submitted, and we're doing our best with those companies who own those cameras or built those cameras.
Are there any plans to release those videos from the cameras, from the surveillance? Are there any plans to release the video from the cameras, surveillance footage?
We don't even have them yet, so no, not at this time. This is an active investigation.
There's a report of a suspicious man a few doors down last week. Is that anything that you guys are aware of?
I'm not aware of it. My detectives may be. There's a lot of detective work being done, and I just can't get into those weeds or even discuss with you what they may not have learned. Yes, ma'am.
Support from the board yesterday. Are there specific resources that maybe the board has not granted that would have made a difference responding to this case?
Well, you know, that's getting into my own local politics. I apologize. Yes, the board a few weeks ago denied a request for more cameras, more drones, more AI capabilities with our own body-worn cameras. All those things, you know, you'd have to talk to the board. I'm not probably not the right time to go into this.
Sheriff,
let me get somebody else here.
Sheriff,
yes.
do you believe she's still in this area?
Do we believe?
Do you believe she's still in this area, or is there somewhere else?
We don't know where she is, so we're
Man, some of these questions,
like any investigation, you
are
start
just
from
ludicrous.
the point of
If she was still in the
where
area
we
and they
last
knew
saw
that,
her, and we work out. And
then they
we
know
are
where she
working
is.
as far out as we can go.
Sheriff, can you walk through the evidence of forced entry at the house, like any broken windows or whatever? Does it seem like people just went in and out?
There are concerns at the house that concerned us from the early on part of this investigation, and that's all I will tell you. Yes, ma'am.
Sheriff, is there any history with Nancy needing police at her place or concerns where she was worried about somebody following or
You know, our investigative team has looked into all of those things, and that has not been brought to my attention. So she may have had something like that, but I'm not aware of it.
What is the extent of collaboration with the federal government? Obviously, FBI is here, CBP. Are there other agencies also involved?
CBP's role in this was in our search and rescue mission, where we constantly use them. They have great dogs. Our dogs aren't tracking dogs for this. Theirs are, and so they came out and did that. Anybody else, though, that we've asked for help from, whether it's the FBI, I know if we needed help from CBP or DEA or ATF, they would gladly give it. I've heard from leadership from all sorts of agencies, not just at the federal level, but across the state. Every one of them saying, Sheriff, you need anything, we're here.
Sure. So you obviously sent investigators when they got on scene. They found suspicious circumstances. When the family called originally to report her missing, did they say anything about the state of the home?
I don't know that. I don't know. Hang on, let me make sure I'm getting some different people here. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so there was blood that was found inside the house and you're testing it for DNA. How much blood and where was it?
I'm not saying there's blood inside that house or outside that house. What I'm saying is our team processed a scene like you would think of any crime scene. We go in and we process it. We look for things like that: blood, DNA, any kind of physical evidence, fingerprints, anything, and all of that is gathered and submitted to a lab. That lab will report back to us what they find. So far, what we found from that lab is nothing that would tell us this is who did this.
We'll take a couple more questions, and then the sheriff's got to go.
Sheriff, can you walk through the evidence that was found at the scene in as much detail as possible?
No, I cannot.
What is the bottleneck to the surveillance footage? I know you said some of it is in the cloud, but you've also been reached out to tech companies that are saying they're cooperating. Why do you not have the surveillance footage on media?
That's what I tell them. How come I don't have this? Where's my evidence? It is a process, and I'm sorry, but you know, we're grateful that there's large corporations and companies who have bent over backwards to help us, to say, hey, Sheriff, tell us what you need. And so, yeah, I can't slam them. And we've asked them. They know the urgency here, but I'm like you. What do you mean I don't know that now? Yeah, it's tough.
Follow up on an answer that you gave earlier. You were asked if there
Last question.
You were asked if there was any ransom, and you didn't say no. You said we're following all leads. Does that mean a ransom has come in?
We're following all leads we have. That's all I can tell you. We've got hundreds of leads, and it's from you that produce those leads by telling people we need help.
This guy's senile or something?
I'm grateful for that. But I'm not going to get into all that.
What do you mean you're not going to get into that?
Designated to deal with all of our leads. Yeah. They're looking into all of that. We are sharing
I picked up on. I said the same
thing. FBI. They are helping us in evaluating those leads, how good they are, where that priority should be, and so we're just. But look, I know you guys are doing your job, and you're doing a great job. But we have a job to do too, and I really need to back away from this for a while, and we'll see you unless something breaks. We'll see you Thursday morning. PIO will give you a time frame. I'm guessing somewhere around 11.
So we can do the same thing.
That's it.
Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you. I need your emails. If you are not on the email list, get with me in the corner. I'll be right by the sheriff's side, okay?
Jesus. Yeah, that was... All right, hold on. That's so... I have it boosted up so high. Let me show you how high it is. That's how high the audio would have been. And then at the lower all the way down, now it's normal again. That's crazy. Man, that was the most useless press conference I've ever heard. I mean, that was literally ridiculous. All right. But yeah, I thought that is interesting. The whole portion on the ransom. It almost seems like there was a ransom ask, right? I mean, the way he responded. Yeah, has there ever been a ransom? We're following all tips. What? What does that have to do with anything? That's not a tip. It was a question. Have you had a ransom demand yet? We're following all leads. What lead? Was there a lead that came in as a ransom? So it almost feels like the way this guy talks, I can tell you right now. You know how, like last night on the show, I said, based on what he was about to say, I know that he was about to say that that there was a struggle in the house. He was going to say that. There were signs of a struggle. He was going to say it. He didn't say it. That FBI agent behind him, and the reason they've shifted so dramatically to what they're doing now is this sheriff, you know, probably unwittingly is giving out a ton of like information that they would rather have not out there. And now that the FBI is really in charge of this sucker, you know it, right? The guy's in the background. The sheriff is like, yeah, you know, working with our partners, you know. No, the FBI is running the show here. They're doing all the interviews. They're doing everything. And I think that they've told this sheriff that we need to button this sucker up, and you know, you need to do a press conference, and here's how you need to answer certain questions. I mean, who the hell answers a question, hey, has there been any ransom demands? We're following all leads. It's almost like he robotically said that because he was told to say that. Okay, if they ask about ransom, just say we're following all leads. Well, what's the lead? Okay, hey, Sheriff, what lead did you get about the ransom? What lead did you get about that? Because I asked you, has there been a ransom demand? And you said, we follow all leads. Okay, what was that? All right, so that doesn't even, I mean, it doesn't even make sense grammatically, right? Well, Sheriff, have you, has there been a ransom demand? We're following all leads. What lead? What are you talking about? Anyways, what did you guys get out of that? That's just, oh God, that was crazy. Thanks, Timothy Cecil, up there. Yeah, well, I think the pacemaker, you have to be at home for it to connect to the network that's at the house. You know, maybe the FBI has some secret little thing that they do, you know, if it pinged somewhere off of something. Right. But there was no, that's such a strange comment. He should have said something like, see, to me, it makes it sound like there has been a ransom demand at some point. Because just think about a mindset. If somebody asked you that question and there had been no ransom demands, wouldn't you just say, at this time we have not had a ransom demand? I mean, it just seems so simple because it's not really important. Why is it keeping something close to the vest to let people know that no, there hasn't been a ransom demand? I don't know. That's just a weird thing to dodge. Very strange. So that would make sense because that's what a lot of us have thought, that that's one of the really good possibilities, is that at some point you would think, because her daughter is so wealthy, that maybe there'd be a ransom demand at some point. Because why else are you removing a person from the house? There's a couple reasons. It would be that that Nancy recognized they know the killer, and they couldn't, or you know, not the killer, the abductor. They know this person who came in and probably wanted to steal something, and they know her, so they had to take her out and get rid of her. Or they, you know, it could be they know her and they took her out to get a ransom demand. It could be somebody that doesn't know her took her out to get a ransom demand at some point. That's it. Well, the FBI is totally in charge of this sucker. I I mean, he said they're doing analytical and technical. I mean, okay, downloading cell phones and cell tower downloads, etc. So they're doing the data dump where they can see which phones were in the area. Now, anybody with a brain these days, unfortunately, so many criminals, thankfully, still don't have brains, and they leave their cell phones on. And it's really, they're kind of, that's basically in charge at that point. Law enforcement's probably just doing the on the ground work that the FBI is saying, hey, okay, you need to go do this, you need to go do that. And I'm glad. I think the FBI in situations like this are phenomenal. Okay, so that's your best shot at getting an answer, is having them running the show. Now, I know Candace Owens will have you believe that the FBI and all these other people are all just nutjob, wacko, conspiracy theory. I mean, I'm sure there are political people in there. We know that. But on stuff like this, they don't do that shit. They literally go in and try to get the answer. Maybe a delay. What do you mean? What does that mean? Let's see. How come I can't see people? Oh yeah, live chat. Hey, look at that. There's 8675309. How's it going? But she contacted them for her death threat. What? Oh, right. Candace Owens. Yeah. Yeah. If you're watching Candace Owens for entertainment value, to get a good chuckle, good for you. But if you're literally watching thinking she's onto something, you're an idiot. You are a person who should be shunned and avoided. Let's see. I think she was taken to a home in her city by a weirdo. Yeah, maybe. It'd be crazy if it was a sexual assault of some sort, because that's we've had multiple cases over the years that we've covered where, especially the cold cases and so forth, there's many cases where elderly people, for some reason, are sexually assaulted. Really strange. Hope that isn't the case. Hey, thanks, 8675309. Hope everything's going well. How you feeling these days? You keep getting hit by the bugs. Yeah, so the daughter lives right over here with their husband, and that's Annie, and then Nancy lives here, and then Annie also used to live in this house over here, and Nancy's cell phone pinged at this house at one point. I don't know what the date was, but it could just been a year ago, and she's over there at Annie's old house because they moved here and bought this $600,000 home in this area. Okay, and apparently those are the people who her and her husband are the ones that took her to play mahjong or whatever. Right there. And it's about less than 3 miles as the crow flies. I mean, crows must fly damn straight, you guys, because I don't know where that phrase came from. Well, as a crow flies, I see crows dodging all over the place. Might add a couple miles to it. Hope it's not. Yeah, definitely a possibility. Kind of strange. I don't know if there's any indication at this point of what is going on. Why are they flying over here? Why'd they do that? That's interesting. I didn't even notice that. Why would they fly over there? And then maybe they were here originally and then got called off to go over here. I don't know. Weird. All right, well, that's the press conference, you guys. You have her wallet, phone, left behind. Her, apparently the door was locked and shut, according to the sheriff. Now, if you listen to Nancy Grace and people on there, the door was open and unlocked. I think that's probably more like because the family came over and checked on her. Yeah, so if they really needed money and was doing a ransom, why didn't they take her wallet and... I don't know. We don't know if they didn't take her valuables. Do we? And we don't know if they didn't take something out of the wallet. You probably wouldn't take a credit card or something, because if you ended up randomly using it, then that would lead back to you. You know, the cameras on the ATMs, etc. Yeah, and they're looking for millions, not $50 in a purse, you know. Yeah, I think it's at noon. I was thinking of doing Tyler Robinson as well. God, it just sucks. I don't have any time for myself. There weren't street lights in her neighborhood. Yeah, well, it's going to be hard anyways. We went over that yesterday. Here, let me just show you. Like, this is Nancy's home, and if you look at there's just, even if every single person here has cameras, look at the difficulty here. Let me turn off the green. Look, I mean, this brush everywhere. This house has a pretty good view, but we don't even know if that has a camera on it. Then you go this direction, and look at this brush is hiding all the streets everywhere. I mean, this is her house right here. Has 2 entrances to the driveway. And look, just barely a little shot through here. And then there's homes all around here. There's a home right back there. But their cameras aren't going to film anything, right? I mean, they're not going to... There'd have to be I don't think there is street lights out here. I don't think there are. I mean, I don't think there's any street lights. And I think this is just one of those sort of... An area very similar, like I said, to Smoke Tree Ranch in Palm Springs. But hey, guys, if you're out there and you want to help support the channel, that would be great. Yeah, there's no lights, but I think they're trying to make it a natural look and feel to this area here, where people's homes sort of blend in to the surroundings. I've seen it before. So they just kind of, there's no lights. They want it at night where it's just pitch black. You can see the stars, etc. And that's just the way it is. I mean, I bet you there's a homeowners association. No house can be taller than, if you notice, you don't see any really tall buildings or anything. Maybe down in this area, here's a pretty good, this one has a shot if it has a camera on it. This is actually November 2025, if you can believe that, this street view. So if there's a camera on that one, that may have picked up a vehicle. But it had to have gone by in that area, right? And that looks like a light there. Could be a camera too. Don't know. And it's amazing today still how few people seem to have these cameras, you know. It's just... But look at every house. I went over that the other day. There's no like 3-story buildings. Everybody wants I'm sure a rule is that you want to be able to see the skyline and the mountains, so you can't have a house that could block it. I think when you go down into a gully or something, you can have a higher one. But look at even like these. They're just maybe 2 stories, but it's sort of down in this little area here. Anyways, that's not really relevant. I'm just trying to give you an idea. Hey, thanks, Skabibble Willie. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to say that one just cleanly. And thanks, Bobby. Yeah, she's probably scared to death, yeah. Yeah, I don't see any streetlights at all. anywhere, really. I mean, let's just drop down on just some random street over here and see. I don't think they allow them. I think that was part of the deal. People can have lights on their own property, but absolutely it doesn't look like there's any street lights whatsoever. So there isn't going to be, it's going to be really dark. And I tell you what, at night, you know, they may have even just turned their lights off and drove. If they could just get a little bit of light, you know, just enough. You know, if it was enough moonlight and your eyes are adjusted, you can probably drive out of there without even turning on your lights. And it would be so dark. You know, there's probably just enough light to light up the sides of the roads and stuff like that. I know he's there now, Scabba. I said that a minute ago. Yeah, and I know it's dark out there. Yeah, it was a full moon, yeah. So he could probably wouldn't be surprised if he turned his light, the driver turned their lights off. All right. Well, anyways, you guys, I think that's going to do it for this live stream. Not much in the way of the press conference, but it was a press conference nevertheless. I think the big takeaway from it was his dodging twice of the question, has there been a ransom asked for? And maybe it could just be that they're looking into the ransoms, and that's what but I'm not sure why he said we're looking into all tips. I mean, that just seems dumb. Hi, we'd like you to send us $500,000. Thank you for the tip. What? It's not a tip. I'm demanding you for, you know. It's not really secluded at all. Yeah. There's houses everywhere. Look, it's just they give you the feel. Everybody has an acre about, and it gives you the feel of, you know, open spaces kind of feel, which is really desirable by a lot of people. It's not like, you know, when people are packed in like sardines, you know, like right over here. I mean, look at this. And that's crazy. Just look at the difference when you scroll up into that area. Look, see? So it's not secluded. It's just you have a little more open space. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, here's what you do. You leave your cell phone at home. You use a vehicle pre-2005 or so. And you just do it. I mean, the thing is that there's hardly any cameras film any streets here. And then once you get out to a highway, how does anybody know who you were? You know, like, here's Nancy's house, right? And then you make your way to this road somehow. And so that's what I'd be looking at, would be something, you know, 2:30, you know, whatever it does. We don't know. I guess from 9:45 up until 4 in the morning, like right around that any cars pull off here. Maybe there's a camera up there that doesn't show a vehicle, but then there's one here that shows a vehicle, so then you know it came in right around this area, so you can start narrowing it down like that. Like there might be, let's say there's a camera right here that films the street perfectly, and you got it like, it's at 9:53 in the morning, or not 9, let's say it's at 1 in the morning, right? And then there's no vehicle that drives by, and it films for 30 minutes. But right here, this camera shows a vehicle driving at that exact time frame that this one up here didn't show. And so then you would know that the car either came in on this street, or this street, because that camera has a vehicle moving. All right? And then you might be able to narrow it down more. Maybe you see a house over here that, okay, a car went by. Boom. Now you're onto a vehicle that's leaving the general area where Nancy was. Do you get it? That's how you can sort of narrow it down using surveillance. And then, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I doubt the person had their cell phone on. That would be ridiculous. But All right, guys. Thanks for being here. Good to see you. 8675309. We'll see you guys maybe not too long from now. Maybe we'll do the Tyler Robinson court hearing. All right. So thanks for being here, and thanks to let's see, we had Chris O'Cuddle and twice there. Then we had KMTX, and then Elaine Talling, Timothy Cecil, and 8675309, and Scabba Willie gifted a membership. All right, thanks everybody. We'll see you later, and be safe out there. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, plug rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Grader's gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a specter with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a temper fucking check ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, yeah, don't forget everybody, Nikki Zibs is 37 months. What is that? That's 3 years. Thank you. Yeah, it didn't pop up on the screen that I'm using. All right, thanks everybody. See you guys later. And thank you for watching Gray Hughes Investigates on YouTube, where we cover true crime using logic, reason, and common sense. You know, the stuff that actually works. Thank you very much for watching, and as I always say, until next time, be safe out there.
Bye. Correct.